How's it going, me family? C.Mea here with a response to the Bad Ninjago Animations video. Now, alright, I'm still not sure if, like, my webcam, I think I'm gonna want to move here, I don't know. This is like, I'm so not used to doing this, and this is my new setup, so, this is gonna shine some light upon me. It's gonna be very interesting, and, I don't know, my room's done now. It took a week. The studio is all set, and I am sporting my Blaziken t-shirt because it's like one of the only ways to do some good videos, I guess. Anyway, this is gonna be a rambling video, I guess. It's not a rant, it's not a hate video. It's something I really want to talk about, and do not send hate to the people I'm gonna mention here, because that's not cool. Also, this is unscripted, so I don't know. I might cut some parts, edit. I don't know. Depends. This might be pretty long too. I don't know. I usually like to ramble way too much, and that's an issue with me. So we'll see how that'll go. Anyway, all right. The Bad Ninjago Animations video, gosh, was mostly about a guy called Mind. Ranting, or not necessarily ranting, but giving his opinion on a subject that mattered to him. And that's actually a subject that matters to me as well. It's a subject that's very dear to me, and that's about, the quality of animations out there. And he was not necessarily targeting, but, it was kind of pretty obvious that he was talking about DC Studios' Amazing Lego 123 and, I don't know, Brickmaster C, I guess? It was a problem to him, to the guy called Mind, or the YouTuber, because of the poor animation quality and the fact that, that animation style basically revolves around moving in or out of, like, pictures like this. I don't know what I'm doing with my arms. Yeah, this is still weird, so I'm getting used to it. But, yeah, I mean, here's my response to that, right? It was a problem to him because, those animations are very, very seemingly lazy, and it's a good way to rack up some cash. And I can't really argue with that. I'm gonna agree with a lot of points he made, but I'm gonna disagree with a lot of them as well. He did say those guys should not be supported. They shouldn't be on YouTube. They should stop doing what they're doing. It's bad for the community. It's bad for stop motion in general, and it's just bad overall. Now, that's where I disagree strongly, alright? That's a style that is very seemingly lazy. I have to agree with that. But, now here's the thing, alright? Let's, like, some people are going to compare that style to a lot of other animations out there. I don't like comparing animations, because everybody has their own style, or at least there are a few styles out there. For example, there's going to be the Michael Hickok style, right? It's quite popular because of Michael Hickok's. But, it doesn't necessarily use any special effects. It's going to revolve around using Lego bricks for everything. And it's a really clean style, and it's a bit slapsticky for sometimes. It's a really good style and fits Michael Hickok's well. A lot of people adopted that style, and that's good. Now, am I going to compare Michael Hickok's to DC Studios? Absolutely not. It wouldn't be fair. Not because Michael Hickok's is better. Not because DC Studios is, I don't know, better for some people. But because those styles are different. DC Studios and Amazing Lego 123 and people like that, like, there's a whole genre. There's a whole group of people that do that now. They have their own style. It cannot be compared. It'd be like comparing X-Fighters to DC Studios' Realm Wars. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That does not work. Some people are going to prefer my style. Some people are going to prefer his. But then again, they're two different styles. My style, now that's so cool. I was able to create a style, alright? I guess you could call it animation because it revolves around concepts or, I don't know, things inspired by anime. There's a bit more violence in my series. There's a lot more character development. It revolves around the characters evolving and how they're going to improve, strive for evolution. and stuff like that. And it's very, very different because, like, let's say villains, heroes, everything is kind of anime inspired, and the way the writing is done is very similar to an anime. So it can't be compared. Um, DC Netflix Studios' Realm Wars, for example, is going to be a lot more similar to the Ninjago cartoon. Um, and that's good. We don't have the same audiences. They cannot be compared. Alright? Michael Hickok's cannot be compared to Forest Fire 101. Their animation styles are completely different. That's going to bring me to my next point. DC Netflix Studios and everybody that follows the Ninjago releases, alright? They start a new series once there's a new season, and they end it basically when the season ends, or the cartoon season. So it's kind of strict for them. First of all, they're going to attract an audience similar to the Ninjago cartoon, and while I know a lot of older people are watching the cartoon, it is mostly for younger audiences. Here's the thing I hate the most with, let's say, DT Nagler Studios and all those people's style. I don't. It's not that they're bad, all right. It's that they're forced in a really, really unfortunate loophole, and it's their choice, kind of. But it's also the fact that their animation style revolves around the Ninjago cartoon. All right, it's heavily based on it. The storyline might be a bit different, but the time at which the episodes are released heavily focuses on the same release dates, or it starts at the same time and it ends at the same time. So they gotta do a whole season in, let's say, is it half a year, 4 months? I don't know. They gotta do a whole season in a few months, and the fan base they have, because they're already used to the Ninjago cartoon, are gonna expect a new episode every week or every 2 weeks. Here's the fun thing about my channel: my biggest audience is 18 to 24, then it's 25 to 34, and then 35 to 44, and then it's 13 to 18 or 13 to 17. So I have a really different audience. It doesn't work the same way. So yeah, the people from that audience are gonna expect videos every week. Now there's the biggest problem: expectations. And that's a problem with some people on YouTube. Alright, expectations lead to lower quality, mass producing, a lot of things like that. And the reason why they adopted that style, or the reason why they kind of ended up adopting that style and making that style, is because it's very, very easy for them to stay on schedule and appeal to that audience. And there is no problem with that. Here's a fun thing with DT Nagler Studios. He took once or twice 2-week-long breaks, and his audience was fine with it, and that I think is marvelous. I think it is marvelous because while a lot of them probably must have unsubscribed, a lot of people unsubscribe when they don't see content for a long time. And again, I'm super grateful for everybody in the Mea family that stuck with me for the whole 6 months waiting for the X Fighters Season 2 finale. It was a huge project, but it happened, and that's basically because you waited and you were aware of the quality that was going to be put into that. Alright, thank you so much. There's nothing wrong with the loophole. The problem is that it doesn't allow for change, or it doesn't allow for much change, and it doesn't allow for much self-improvement. Alright, let's say people are going to look forward to an animation every week. I don't know if you can hear the squeaking of the chair. I don't like this chair. It's squeaking like heck. Please sponsor me with a DX Racer. I would appreciate that a lot. But they're stuck in that loophole. They have to upload once a week, and if you know how difficult it is to produce an animation, making a stop motion in a week is so difficult. So they kind of came up with a way to stay on schedule, appeal to the audience, because that audience is going to look forward to, one, the storyline, and second, the amount of uploads, and then, like, third, the quality. All right, the quality is not going to be first place for that audience. They don't necessarily care about the quality that much. They just want the videos. They want to relate to someone that can produce content that's very similar to the cartoon, and that's cool. That's cool with them. That's amazing. So they don't necessarily care about the quality, right? There's nothing wrong with zooming in and out of images like they're doing. That's completely fine. It's an amazing way to save time, all right? It's awesome because, you know, one problem we do have with that is sometimes, and that's a mild problem. Some people are going to zoom in, and they're going to zoom in, and again, and again, and the person's stuck for like 10 seconds, and they're going to zoom in again. See what you see less and less of the scene. It's gone. The scene is gone, and you end up with like a face that's all pixely, and that takes up the whole screen, and that just looks weird. Please, if you're gonna do the Ken Burns effect, don't zoom in that much, or else then there's like an issue, right? If you zoom in that much, then it becomes problematic. But if you zoom, that's still like this style. Like, I wouldn't necessarily imagine DC Studios without the Ken Burns effect, because it wouldn't necessarily be him anymore. That's his style. That audience is going to be perfectly fine with it, so why should we bother hating on that style? Alright? It's supposed to appeal to that audience, not necessarily me or other people that might not necessarily enjoy watching that style as much as other people. So why should we hate on that style? I don't know. There is no reason for us to hate on that style, or no reason for anybody to hate on that style. If they don't like this style, it's because it doesn't appeal to them. They shouldn't hate on it. People that appeal to that style would maybe have a reason to hate on it. Would it change? Or would something be done wrong with it because they're the main audience? Alright, did I zoom in? Oh my gosh. You're going to see these people are going to improve super fast. They're going to improve extremely fast on things that don't necessarily require extra work. Like the voicing is going to improve, the lighting is going to improve, they're going to have money to buy an extra camera, they're going to do better, they're going to buy a green screen, stuff like that. Now the thing that's not going to necessarily improve, well, the frame rate, alright, Dan has, I think, 14 to 18 FPS in his animations, which is super fast. I have 8. Now I upgraded to 10 with the finale, and now I'm going to stick with 10 or higher. But I basically had 8. Did I need more than 8? No. If I would have done my X Factor Season 2 finale, or wait, Season 2, not the finale. Finale was done at 10. If I would have done the whole series at 10, it would never have worked. All right, the quality would have been higher on paper. Would it have actually been higher? In reality, I don't think so. First of all, it would have taken way too long to upload. It was taking 3 weeks for one video to come out, alright? 3 weeks. 3 weeks of hard work. 20 to 40 hours of work for one episode. The finale was over 275 hours of work, but that is another story by itself. It's entirely different. But, you know, here's the thing. I personally think, and that I'm supposed to cover that on another video, but I guess I'm gonna slip a word on it. Alright? I don't believe in the FPS. I don't believe the FPS is the most important thing to improve. I personally think you should improve, yes, your voicing, your lighting, all of these things, your image quality, before improving your FPS. Because I see a lot of people improving their FPS to 15, like right away. The animations are going to be super smooth, super fast. There's not going to be too much synergy going on. I like to master the FPS, then move on, alright? I think I've mastered 8 FPS pretty well. It looks like 10, 12 FPS. With everything in it, it's 8 FPS, but like everything around the frame rate is so good that, you know, you don't care about the FPS too much. It's there, and you know, you don't necessarily notice it because everything else is so good. And now that I've kind of mastered 8 FPS, I did the finale at 10. I need to work on 10 a lot. I don't know how long I'll stick with 10, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I don't know. I want to master 10 FPS. Once I'll be super good and I'll feel bad about doing 10 FPS because I know I'll be able to do better at a good quality, then I'll move on. Alright? I like to research the next FPS. And once I'm good enough with it, apply it. I don't want to jump to 15 right away. Now, because those people don't have any animation when the characters are talking, or practically no animation, they gotta animate elsewhere. So that's where the frame rate's gonna come in. They're gonna increase the frame rate extremely high and extremely quickly. So now you get that Ken Burns effect, right? Ken Burns, it zooms in, then bam, something happens. You don't really see it well. It's there's no like ease in, ease out. It's rough. It looks rough. It looks so fast. It looks unpolished, and that I think the people could still improve on while keeping that animation style. All right, you could do something really interesting, but of course that's more effort, and that's the problem. And here's the thing: it's like some people are gonna animate when the characters are talking. They can't necessarily do that. They can't necessarily improve the frame rate or the ease in, ease out, or the effort that comes with the frame rate, so they're going to improve the rest. Because if they improve the frame rate or the quality of the frame rate, and when the characters talk and everything like that, they're not going to be able to finish in 1 week. They're not going to be able to finish in 1 week. They're going to anger their audience. The audience is not going to appreciate that. The audience is going to leave. Short attention span. They're going to be gone, and it'll ruin everything. All right, those guys appeal to a certain audience, and they're good for the community. They're great for the community because they're attracting so many. They're initiating a lot of people to stop motion. All right, people are gonna come in. They're gonna want animations, animations that are of a really good quality and that are mass produced. Are gonna be what they want. And people like DT Nagley Studios, Amazing Lego 123, I completely understand why they have 20,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers. I understand, alright? They appeal to that audience, and that's a huge audience, alright? Young people that come on YouTube and that basically search Ninjago stop motion or C.Mea stop motion or anything like that, and that see all those results, they're gonna subscribe. It creates a huge audience. And here's why I said it was super cool that why I thought it was super cool that DT Nagley Studios' fan base was completely fine with them taking an extra week to put out a Ninjago animation. Now here's something I really hope that DT Nagley Studios will do. Alright? Take more breaks. It sounds stupid on paper, but no. If he takes longer breaks, alright? Or more breaks, while still, being in that amazing timeline of putting up videos constantly, his audience is gonna be more okay with them taking, let's say, 2 weeks to animate. Then maybe at some point he will be able to fully animate every 2 weeks, increasing his quality greatly, giving him 2 times the amount of time to put out an animation, giving him so much more time, so much more room to animate, to do something. All right, it means he can kind of improve on many fronts and have an audience that's still supportive, and that's amazing. I really hope it'll happen. Kind of like what happened with X Spiders. All right. Now here's something. They have Ninjago in their title, right? They have Ninjago in their title. Ninjago Realm Wars, Ninjago Piracy, Ninjago everything. People are gonna Google Ninjago. They're gonna, fall onto these animations. They're gonna see those. They're gonna subscribe everything. It creates a huge audience, and it attracts so many people, and it's really difficult to appeal to an audience that's constantly changing, constantly growing, and that has basically more newcomers than old people in the community. It's tough. It's tough. Like because people don't necessarily get used to your animations and your style, and there's not much room for improvement. I was a part of that loophole once for a very, very short time, and I almost fell into the loophole forever. Alright, I'm very, very happy with myself that I came out of that loophole. First of all, I don't enjoy watching the Ninjago cartoon. I don't. There's no character development. The characters don't improve. It's very repetitive. It's not meant for me. Alright, it's not meant for me. It isn't. Alright. Even the Pokemon cartoon or anime, I have issues with. Not the X and Y and After series. Those are much, much better. My X Fighters Season 1 series was called Ninjago Season 1. It is still called to this day Ninjago Season 1. I might change it in the future. I may. We shall see. But it was called Ninjago Season 1. And I was appealing to that Ninjago audience. I really was. Now, I was uploading every 2 weeks, and that was not enough. That was not enough. Not for that audience. But they would still stick with me, and they would appreciate my content. They really would. They really liked my Ninjago series. It was cool. It was nice. It was the they could relate to it because it was similar to the Ninjago cartoon. There was more character development. It was more focused on a plot. But I basically copy pasted the Ninjago Lego Battles Ninjago video game at first. That was my synopsis. It was 100% that. Then I changed a few things, and then that's when the problems happened. Especially in Ninjago Season 1, Episode 33, 34, Old Friends. I randomly introduced a bunch of characters that were not part of the Ninjago universe. A lot of people did not like that, alright? I received hate, not in the form of dislikes, in the form of comments. Constructive criticism. I really enjoyed that because it kind of opened my mind to what I should do with my series. People didn't like what I did. They didn't like it. They were like stupid things like, why is Zane bleeding? He's an android, he's not supposed to bleed. It's like, what are you freaking talking about? The Nindroid aspect of life in Ninjago, or Zane, was only introduced in Season 2, Season 3, or I don't know, it wasn't in Season 1. Here I am making Ninjago Season 1, and people are hating on it because apparently Zane is an android. When in Season 1 it wasn't even an android. Of course there wasn't blood, it's kid friendly. My series is not necessarily kid friendly, it's like teen friendly. Like, what? So they hated on me for making Zane bleed. Like, really? That you can easily tell. First of all, that was the wrong audience for me. No, they didn't appreciate my content at all when I was making things like that happen. Like, subtle things like that. Then I continued, those characters went away because that was basically a longer animation, that episode. It was 17 minutes and 34 seconds? Something like that. It was longer. It was kind of like a mini movie. And I introduced all those new characters. That was when I decided I'm gonna make a change. I don't want to follow this boring storyline that I can't associate with. I'm gonna stop YouTube. If I continue that, I'm gonna stop YouTube because I can't anymore. It doesn't work with me. So I forced these characters upon my series, and I received all that hate. But it was good. It was good because then it opened my eyes that this wasn't the right audience. That I had to push through and continue with being more and more original. Alright? I continued, those characters went away. They were only for that episode. There were a few references to that episode afterwards, and then the finale of Season 1 happened. People were like, what the heck are you doing? This is not Ninjago. This isn't in the storyline. This isn't in the timeline. This isn't in the universe. So many things that weren't Ninjago related happened in that finale, and people people hated on me like that. And some of my best fans that I have right now were not happy with it, alright? One in particular, shout out to Darth Droid 1. He is one of my best fans for the X Fighters series. He really enjoys it. But back when it was called Ninjago, he didn't like it. And I completely understand. Because my series was becoming more and more clickbait. Alright? Ninjago was more of a clickbait title. I was attracting all that audience. I was attracting all those views. Had I continued with that, I probably would have been standing easily at 20,000 subscribers right now. And I'm not joking. With my knowledge of, script writing, everything, and, Ninjago in the title, I guess, I could have easily marketed my channel to be at 20,000 subscribers. I could have made a few $1,000s per year, easily. Here I am making $10 a month, alright? I'm not gonna hide it to you guys. I make like $10 a month, and it costs me like a couple $100s to make an animation, or at least the finale, and a whole series costs a few $1,000s. I can't cover for that at all. It's so much. I don't make money off of those. But I still do them because I like that. So yeah, then season 2 happened, and if you take a look at my script or my synopsis for all the episodes, I still have that, the original copy. It's handwritten, everything. It's called Ninjago Season 2, Rise of the Snakes, not X Fighters Season 2, Rise of the Snakes. I was sitting on my bed one day and I was like, I need to change the title. I need to make something my own. Because people don't like Ninjago, alright? I need to make it, like, the series is original, it should have an original name. So people already expect something different from the get-go, and I received the right fans. I came up with X Fighters because there was a reference to "We are the fighters," something like that, in that episode 33, 34 that got a lot of hate in Ninjago Season 1 of my series. So, the organization that C.Mea and all these characters were coming from was called the Fighters. Now I changed that to X Fighters because X, it's a recurring theme on my channel, and, it's short for like extreme, or, X was my favorite letter back when I was young. It's as simple as that. So I just implemented it on a lot of fronts. So, X Fighters Season 2, it started. Did I receive hate on episode 1? Not at all, alright? Well, I mean, I got botted with 54 dislikes, but that is another story of its own. People enjoyed it. It was different. They didn't expect Ninjago. They expected something different, and they were rewarded with something different. So yeah, I continued. X Fighters, I wasn't in that audience. I lost a lot of subscribers. I rebuilt my audience with people that wanted something that came from Ninjago, alright? That was related to Ninjago. That was diverging from Ninjago more and more. And that was becoming, slowly, an original series more and more. With more character development, improving animations, everything just improving as a whole. And that was X Fighters. That was my way to convey my ideas. X Fighters. So, with that, I went from an episode every 2 weeks in Season 1 to an episode every 3 weeks in Season 2. It was so difficult for me. Alright? I wanted to push out episodes every 3 weeks. Did the animation go down? No, not at all. The animation was good. It was amazing. But it was still extremely tight, and I had no room for error. It was so tough on myself. With school and everything, I ended school with the best grade in the entire school. And I kept that record for 4 years at high school, for the entirety of high school, while still doing YouTube, because apparently green tea makes you do YouTube and do good at the life. So, whatever. So, yeah. I was able to improve my animation, and people were fine with me taking extra time, because while the story and everything was what they wanted the animation to support it. And then the finale happened. The finale of season 2. It took 6 months to make. First of all, I had to time my trailers and teasers very well. I had to keep the hype up. That was tough. That was extremely difficult. But when it came out, the responses were positive, alright? I didn't get bottled with 54 dislikes. I got 1 dislike, which I'm super happy about. That's amazing. 1 is much better than 54. I don't know why that person disliked. I mean, I think it's a hater on my channel. I think because there's a person that dislikes good videos, so I don't know. Probably that person. I would have appreciated getting some constructive criticism. I got a lot of constructive criticism on that finale. A lot was positive. Some were negative. Some comments were negative, but constructive. So I got a lot of advice, and I'm super happy about it. So, I mean, yeah, I almost got stuck in that loophole. I changed my life around, changed my channel around, I rebuilt the whole X-Fighters thing. And now, yes, if I make a season 3, I think there'll be an episode every 2 months because of the quality. It's going to be like in 2018. It's quality over quantity. And the thing that DT Nuclear Studios is doing, and a lot of other people, because they're forced into that loophole, they have to prioritize quantity. They're still improving the quality, but it's at a much slower rate, and they're limited on what they can do. But again, they're very, very healthy for the community because they appeal to that younger audience that other animators might not be able to appeal to. So this was basically my response to mine's video on BAD Ninjago animations. Alright, I do think they're pretty bad sometimes. Alright, not necessarily DT, but some other people make some pretty bad animations because they think mass producing content is what they need to do to be part of that style. That is not true. To be part of that style, to animate in that style, I think it does focus on the Ken Burns effect, but it's also the writing style, right? They have a writing style that's very unique, that appeals to younger audiences. My writing style, while it's very anime, related, it's a more mature and serious plot with a bit more gore and a lot more violence, right? A lot more character development. If people are gonna die, they're gonna die. I don't resurrect my characters. I don't like pulling Deus Ex Machinas left and right and just making miracles occur. Hit the like button level first if you enjoyed the video and are a proud member of the Me family. Comment, it's always appreciated. Subscribe to C.MeaX if you haven't already. Join the Me family, it's quite awesome right here. I'll see you next time after I eat some food because I'm really hungry. And as always, how about we pull the... Oh my gosh, I was almost dabbing here, look. I was almost dabbing there. Damn it.